name's Amber, and Fluttershy, of course, because I couldn't exclude her from this video, seeing as in this video I will be doing some My Little Pony mini painting. If you guys remember my art haul video that I made at the beginning of the year, where I showed some My Little Pony miniatures that I had bought online, I'm actually going to paint two of them, Twilight and Rarity to be precise. But before we get started, I have a few things that I want to tell you guys. First of all, I added some new prints and stickers into my art shop on Ko-fi, so links are going to be in the description. I'm going to have some cute images up here so you guys can get an idea of all those new prints and stickers. There's like everything you want for Halloween right now. A bunch of Halloween-y themed, spoopy, whatnot stickers and prints. I got some adorable little like Halloween raccoons and a devil horse, what have you. It's fun. It's going to be creepy. I'm adding a few more, and I'm going to see if I make a few more. Don't know if they'll get in right away or not. We just got to see how things roll. Like I said, links for that are in the description below. I highly recommend checking them out. They're fun. They're awesome. Also, there's plenty of other things that if you're not looking for anything totally spoopy, there's plenty of other stuff available. I do recommend, if you guys remember my Cerberus statue, that is still up there and available for sale. He's looking for a forever home, so please give him a forever home if you're interested. Links, again, link to that store is in my store is in the description, where you can find everything you want. If you're looking for the seasonal, I highly recommend, if you're looking for the Halloween stuff, click the seasonal tag and you'll see everything that it revolves around the spoopy season. But you better hurry, because all these spoopy stickers and prints will go back into hiding as of October 31st midnight. And that's like mountain time? I don't know. If you follow my social media, I will be letting everyone know as to when that'll happen. I believe that is Pacific Northern time. I'm not sure. I'll have it up here for you guys so you can see. The second thing I want to tell you guys is we're moving really soon. So videos may be pretty sporadic for a while. We'll be moving in a month or so. So I'm going to keep trying to upload videos, but I may not get everything. It's going to be really hectic in October, just to let you guys know. So just be aware, it's going to be a while before I get it onto a regular schedule. My summer was chaotic, and it looks like my fall's just as bad. So we'll see how things go. But I'm going to keep trying to bring out videos for you guys, share art, whether it's like these YouTube videos, Facebook posts, Twitter posts, Tumblr posts. I'm going to try and show you guys some of the things I'm doing, because I am still working on stuff. My comic should be coming out with a new segment very soon. I'm working on the last page for it, and it should be out and available on Tapas and Webtoons. I will let you guys know. As always, keep an eye on all my social media. Links are down below, so you guys can know when all that stuff is coming out and what's happening. Everything's posted on there. Primarily Twitter, because I'm always on Twitter. So, yeah. I'm gonna let you guys go enjoy the mini painting that I did. I can't believe it took me so long, but they turned out so good. I love them, honestly. And I hope you guys like them just as much as I do. So, to start off, I decided to go with Twilight Sparkle. Partially because she is the main princess pony of the group. She's one of the main six. I mean, they're all the main six, but she is the absolute main star of the show. She's what hits it off like nothing. Also, I don't know if you noticed, I mean, it's pretty obviously there. She was painted on previously because I was trying to use an airbrush and I failed and I hated it, and that was going to be a video, but I decided not to make it a video because I got upset and sad and depressy. So, yeah, that did not happen. So, and it was also kind of what made me just want to fix her, and got me to actually paint my ponies because I was so nervous. You saw the color I was using. It was a nice purple. I did actually get new paints, like mini paints for this at this time because of a friend. I was teaching him how to paint miniatures, so he kind of bought me a bunch of mini paints as payment for teaching him, which was cool. Shout out to that friend. He's awesome. Love you, Jack. Don't know if you're watching my videos, but I love you. You're a great friend. But yeah, so a lot of the colors that I used were primarily from that batch of D&D paints. I believe they're... Oh, I can't think of what they are at the moment. I'll put a link in the description of the stuff that I used and where I got everything, or where you can get them yourselves, primarily Amazon links. I believe they're the same type of paints, like brand. Oh, Army Painter. That's their Army Painter brand, which is pretty much the same type that my washes that I used when I was painting the Star Spawn a while back. These are just the actual paints. Nothing too much to say about what I did with her. It was pretty basic. It was hard and difficult. Oh, this paint color, though, is a little different. This is one I had pre-mixed before. You might remember it. You might remember this color from Cerberus's tongue. The hardest part here is probably getting this wings. I decided to take some creative liberty with her wings because I really love the idea of having mane that matches the wings, like the color of the wings. It's also looks to be something like colorful wings looks to be what they're doing in the new My Little Pony movie that's coming out, which sounds awesome. By the time this video is out, that movie will be out itself, and I'm probably gonna watch it. But yeah, I wanted to do that, just give her colorful wings. I'll probably do this with any future, like all the other Pegasi that I paint later. Yeah, nothing too much to say. I just sort of went with the same colors, just diluted them a little more and mixed them with that purple tone that I used for her base coat. I think it worked really well and did my best to just sort of blend it. It was really hard to keep this underneath the camera. Not gonna lie. And then I did decide to make a little bit like pink in the ears. I did this for Rarity as well later on, as well as painting the horns to glow. And I think later on I add glitter to them as well, just to give them a pop. Oh, and then here we are working on Rarity. Rarity was the easy one, because, I mean, she's already white. I just had to paint her white again. But yeah, now, these are pretty straightforward in how I did it. I decided to show you guys my progress with it. I was really happy with it. The fun part was actually making the bases. Painting was fun too, but I took a little break after a while. Oh yeah, for her I had to actually use a different paint for her hair. I used Deco or Folk Art, whatever I showed there, and I used this really nice purple. Could also be something else, I don't know, because this was actually the closest color I could find for her hair. And all this painting took a lot of coats. Every color I used for both ponies was probably about 2 coats roughly, depending on what I was painting. Most of it I did pretty straightforward to just look like the other pony, like they do in the show and everything. They do actually have like a little chart on the backs of these that show kind of what the colors are that you would need, so you get an idea, which is pretty cool. These are little, like, these are from WizKid, and I highly recommend them if you like have kids or you yourself just want to paint some miniatures, and they're pretty cool and fun. Oh yeah, the eye shadow. Oh, getting into those crevices is difficult though. Highly recommend small brushes. Oh yeah, I also got these Citadel paints, which I used for the eyeliner, which, again, very difficult, and I was using, like, a really fine brush, probably my smallest brush that I have. It was hard, which is why they do not show up on camera very well. Do like how the eyes turned out, though. They're pretty cool. I actually did a cheating way for the eyes, in fact. So these packs, these little miniature packs came in with stickers. So each miniature came with stickers and decals. So you had the option as to whether or not you want to add stickers for the eyes and the cutie mark, or if you want to do decals, or if you just want to paint them. I figured for this batch of ponies, I would add the stickers to the cutie marks, for the cutie mark and the eyes. I think the next batch that I do, whichever batch that is, I will add the decals for those two. And then the last batch, I want to paint the eyes and the cutie marks myself, just so I can try everything. Oh, and here's where I decided to use some washes. I did this technique in order to really lighten them up because they were kind of dark. I wanted blue wash for Rarity because of her color scheme, and a purple for Twilight. So what I did in order to dilute the washes, you can see I took a tissue paper and sort of wiped them off. And I guess I didn't start the eyes right away, but I do like the decals and all the options they have with these, which is pretty cool. And I know I just did ponies last week, but I love ponies. And again, this way I made Twilight Sparkle, my doll that I actually made in the last video, the wings were also inspired by the way I painted the wings on this little statuette, or this little miniature, because I painted these before I worked on the doll. I made the bases after I worked on the doll. Because I just took a break and I wasn't in the mood to base or do anything, and I just really wanted a doll. But yeah, I mean, these are pretty basic. I did some touch-ups. It was a lot of, I don't even know what I did half the time, because when I started this project, I started it back in June? July? Maybe? And then I just finished it this month, and it's September now, so I just finished these not long ago. And this video itself has been taking over a week to make, so because of my schedule is just been hectic, and it's not slowing down, not in the way that I would like anyways. Yeah, I went over it with a little bit more of the base coats in order to sort of lighten those, to give kind of like a highlight or lighten up those shadows a little. I still gotta learn how to apply washes. I'm not bad, but I've learned from this project, don't apply it everywhere, just find certain areas and then add highlighting. Of course, unless that's what the look you want. I wanted a cleaner look, but also kind of like some shading. I wanted him to look nice, and I wasn't quite sure about the look that I wanted, but I knew it wasn't like gritty, like realistic look. I just want, they're cartoony as is, so I wanted to keep that cartoony look to them, which I was struggling really hard to get. But I think in the end I managed to have it. Oh, and here I go in again with that Citadel Black to just do the nose and I outline the mouth. It was really difficult, again using that super tiny brush, because I couldn't really see their mouths well enough, and I felt the black lines helped, and it's part of the cartoon anyways, and I think it just worked out. Yeah, I had to clean up Rarity's smile. Oh, and here's where I started to decide between stickers and decals. I really was confused because I didn't know what was what, so I just sort of went with it. And I like the stickers. They're not bad, though in certain places they were difficult to apply, specifically on certain parts of the eyes were hard. They bubbled up a little bit, and the flanks,
their rear ends were sometimes like with, I know one side of Twilight still pokes out a little bit because it wouldn't fully go down. I did cover these with a little bit of Mod Podge just to sort of like hopefully seal them in a little bit better, but you know, they didn't help too much. I had hoped maybe it would help keep them down, but it didn't do too much for them. I think they still look pretty good. I like them. They look like the characters, and they look like the right colors, in my opinion. I was very happy. I got the colors, like, almost perfect, if not exactly perfect, which I'm happy about. What am I doing here? I've got no idea. Like I said, it's been a while since I watched this, so I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, this is where I Mod Podged the eyes, because Mod Podge is basically a glue, and it just was meant to help keep it down. I think I used the matte Mod Podge. I went and bought a matte Mod Podge for these. And this was the moment where I decided to add glitter to the horns as well, because I thought, you know, glowing in the dark isn't enough. They need to have glitter. So then they have really magical horns. I didn't get any footage of their glow-in-the-dark horns, because it is really hard, especially living in Minnesota, to get glow-in-the-dark to glow really well, and it's hard enough to even get photos of it. But rest assured, these are my own pieces, so it's okay. I do know that they glow, which is happy, which makes me happy, and it's pretty cool. With these little bases, they all came with these circle bases, so I wanted to give each of them their own custom base, so I just painted those with a nice gesso, and then I went in there with some other colors. For Twilight, I wanted to give her more of like a wooden base to match. I was debating, I wanted to make her like in her library, give the illusion she's in her library, so I asked my husband on which library I should go with, and he suggested the one with the wooden floors instead of the her original library instead of the castle library. And so that's sort of what I went and did here. I used several different yellows and oranges and a little bit of pink to get this really like nice tonal look. I'll show a picture of what it originally looked like and the flooring that I was going for. And then I just sort of went in with some black lines and did my best to make some circles, like tree rings, because if anyone watches the show, her original library was a tree, so, you know, the whole flooring was a tree base. And then my husband also bought me these little erasable, like Dr. Seuss erasers that looked like little books. So using magic, I managed to cut them, and then I painted them, because yeah, I couldn't be bothered to film it, and I rather just use magic because it's quicker. And this thing would have gone on a lot longer. If you guys would like me in the next video, maybe I'll focus more on how I do the basing rather than the painting, because basing is a lot of fun. But yeah, I was really proud of this little book that I made. They're a little long, but this one I freehand it, and that's supposed to be the original Elements of Harmony book. I was so happy with it. And then I just sort of stacked them, trying to figure out which way I want them to look. I did want the Elements of Harmony book to be seen. I was really happy with it. It looked pretty cool. So I just used some of this Instacure glue, which, by the way, is annoying. It sticks to literally everything. And, like, oh man, it is impossible to get off your fingers and everything. Once it's stuck, it's stuck. As you can see, it doesn't take long. It cures within seconds. At least for like getting things stuck, and then it fully cures within like 24 hours. And then I felt she was missing a little something, so I decided to give her a little critter with my magic again, my editing magic. And as you can see, I made a little owlicious for her. And honestly, he is adorable on his little book. And then I went in with some wash again and just sort of gave like shadows for everything. I'm very pleased. It was a lot of fun. And let me tell you, making Owlicious was not easy, and there was no way I was going to be able to film that, because Owlicious is probably about the size of my thumb. As you can see just how big Owlicious is and everything. He was difficult to make, and I did everything I could. This is possibly because it is also like the first mini sculpture, or in general sculpture, that I made everything for, and I made all of him. So he was hard, but he was fun. I struggled so much with him, but in the end it looked pretty good, and the shadows really helped. I decided to stick with the purple shadows because that's what I used when painting Twilight herself. For Rarity's base, I decided to go with her boutique, and her boutique has like this purple carpet with a little bit of a flower design. My flower design is absolute garbage. I'm going to tell you right now, as you will see. It's not even. It doesn't look at all like a circle should look. But that's okay, because, you know, it gets covered up anyway, so no one has to notice it. And for this statue, this little basing, I actually braved the wilderness and Joanne's to get the rock. So I braved the wilderness in order to find the perfect rock. It took me forever. And then I just went to Joanne's and got a ton of beadwork. And I used a little scrap of fabric from when I was making my doll for my last video, and put that on top of the rock as sort of, because this all makes sense. And if you know the show, if you remember from season 2, there's actually Tom. So that's why she has a rock. That's Tom. That is Tom, and Tom is beautiful. And no one can have him. No one but Rarity. The glue did sort of mess up the fabric, but that's okay. I found an easy way to cover it up, as you will soon see. That glue was everywhere. I messed my table up, everything. I even had a bit of a toxic, not toxic, I had a chemical reaction, which I'm not going to go into. Oh, and here we go. Here's how I actually fixed up those little blemishes that happened to the fabric. I just made Opal. Isn't she cute? She's a little big, but, you know, I think she works. And then I did some shading on there with the blue, as you can see. And honestly, I love it. I just love how they look. They're so cute. It's fun. Oh.
So what do you guys think? Did you like them or not? I mean, I'm really surprised at how well they turned out. I did have a break in there for a while, so it took way longer than I had hoped. But I think in the end it was worth it, and they just look amazing, in my opinion. I'm so happy, and I cannot wait to move on to the next batch. I would love to hear which one is your favorite. Was it Twilight or Rarity? Leave your comments down in the description. And while you're at it, why not tell me which batch of ponies do you like to see me do next? Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash, or Pinkie Pie and Applejack? And while you're commenting, why not like this video and subscribe? In the meantime, I'm going to have videos somewhere up here that revolve around ponies because, like I said, I love ponies, and I have a lot more pony things that I could go through if I really want to, and I may just do it. But we'll just see how it goes. Don't forget to keep an eye on my social media and check out my store if you want something special for yourself this Halloween. As always, I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye!